So what I want to cover today is the wonderful, powerful, magnificent world of search engine optimization. And as I say, identifying value in our SEO efforts, which are just absolutely critical if you're doing any kind of marketing, no matter how sexy anything else is. SEO continues to drive an incredible amount of traffic to our properties, small, big, or medium, and also an incredible amount of value for our businesses. So I'm very excited about it for a number of reasons, but also for that reason. And also, how do you drive sort of a lot of focus in the things that we do when it comes to SEO? There are two things I want to break out at the very beginning when it comes to SEO, because I think that people are confused about these two things. The two things are that you do a lot of stuff that results in activity on the search engine. So a lot of our SEO efforts have results that then end up manifesting themselves at the end of the search engine that the audience is using. And then the other completely different part, although related, is what happens on your website as a result of being on the search engine. And when it comes to SEO, I want you to think of these two pieces separately, because it will be very helpful. You'll see in a few minutes. And in this video, we're going to do these two things using three different tools that we have access to. And on the activity on the search engine side, we will use the webmaster tools that are available from search engines. And we will use competitive intelligence tools that are very good at capturing this behavior. And on the other end, we will use web analytics to figure out what happens as a result of these things on our business. Sometimes people tend to lump all of this into one bucket, and because of which the challenge is they're unable to see all of the possibilities, and things that are bad look much worse than they should. And that's why I want to break it into these two pieces. And actually, let's start with the one that we are most enamored with, which is what happens on our website. The reason we do SEO is, of course, what happens on our website. And so let's start by focusing on that particular bucket first. The challenge with analyzing things that happen on our website became a little bit more complicated in October 2011 or so, when Google decided to use HTTPS search when you're on google.com. So if you go to google.com, this is kind of what you'll see. And it's the green thing you see on your Chrome browser that indicates secure search, that resulted in a challenge for all of us, because this meant that the keywords that people were searching on were being used on google.com using secure search. So in this case, if you search for Avinash, you'll see at the very top, it says HTTPS, which is good for the user, because if you are in Iran and searching about various things that you don't want the government to spy on, or anybody else either in your cafe who might be snooping around if they want to, this is good because it stops those people from looking at what you do. But one result of this is that query you see up top was not being passed on to the website. And this became the very, very famous not provided challenge, because if you look at this segment that I've created in Google Analytics, at the very far left, you see October 2011 roughly. And on the very far right, you see the recent performance. And you can see that the not provided, which is the passing of the keyword that was searched on to your analytics tool, whether it's Google Analytics or Adobe or Core Metrics, it doesn't really matter which one you use. Increasingly, those keywords sort of disappeared. In fact, this is what it looks like right now. If you open your analytics tool and you create a segment like I have done here for not provided, and overlay it with all search traffic, you will see that it's very much close to 100%. So this poses two challenges. One is if we are doing search engine optimization, how do we know which keywords are driving traffic? It definitely poses that problem to us. But also it poses another challenge that analysts are slow to come to grips with, which is that you will see keywords in your report in Google Analytics, and you will be able to scroll and see that data as you're seeing on your screen right now. But all that data is fairly useless because you notice that the first keyword shown here, not provided, has visits of 65,000, and the next keyword is 165. It's just basically completely useless. Because there's no significance to that data at all. So while you do see these keywords there and it is tempting to rush out and analyze them, they are essentially analyzing the very, 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 very far end of the long tail and not very useful at all because of that first row you see. So 65,000 visits did not have a keyword shared out of 69,000. So you can see why this data is problematic, and this column is one that you should be very careful with and keep in your site all the time when you go analyze keyword data. And that this data, you should not be mesmerized by it and go rush and analyze it, because you should know that it represents a very tiny amount of traffic, that where any analysis of it might end up having you making suboptimal decisions about your keyword performance. So that's sort of to summarize the problem we have with not provided. But the cool thing is, at the same time, everything is not lost. And that's kind of what we want to talk about today, is that everything is not lost at all, not even remotely. And that you are able to do a significant amount of SEO analysis even now. And that's what we'll discuss now. So the very first cluster, of course, as I said, is let's analyze site behavior and analyze the outcomes that are happening as a result of our search engine optimization efforts. And the very first thing to understand is that you are still able to analyze the overall impact of search engine optimization on your business. So for example, you're able to go into Google Analytics or Adobe or Core Metrics or Web Trends or your favorite tool that you like, and you're able to see the overall trend of visits that come from search engine optimization. So in this case, you can still see when the ups and downs are, and you can wonder why that down is over there on the right hand side, and what did we do to have it all spike back up, etc., etc. So that data is still available to you in your analytics tool, and you're able to see overall performance of search engine optimization, and you can drill down then and understand in your default channel grouping report, that the one that we're looking at right now, how much organic search is contributing with respect to all other types of activity that is happening on your site. So we have email, social, referrals, direct, etc. here. So you still are able to see how important or not search engine optimization is. And in this graph, it tells you how well or badly you're doing at it at an aggregate level over time. So that data is still available to us, and you still have clear visibility for organic search performance for your website. My favorite way to analyze data for organic search at the moment is simply to use the built-in non-paid search segment that is available in advanced segmentation in Google Analytics. So just type in the word search in the box that you see there, and you'll find the non-paid search segment pre-built into Google Analytics already, and just drag it up there. And when you drag it up there, you're able to do a lot of very good analysis. And all that segment is doing, for those of you who are a little bit advanced, is it says medium matches exactly organic. So that's basically the segment that the team at Google has created already for you. And at the very bottom, you can see that it says 56% of the users delivered 50% of the sessions. So you can imagine for this site, organic search is super, super, super important. And then you're able to apply that segment anywhere you want and sing happy birthday. Because in this case, you're able to see very clearly the conversions that you're getting from organic search. As an example, You can see how important they are. You can see the goal value. You can see the conversion rate. You can see the goal completions for goal 1, 2, 3, 4, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see the differences between them. For goal 4, probably from a percentage perspective, there's the lowest percent of conversions are from organic compared to some of the other ones. So you can see overall how much SEO is driving in terms of outcomes at $874,000 in this case. Compared to 1.6 million overall, and also what the micro conversions are. So this is absolutely available to us. All we have to do is apply the standard non-paid search segment. And in addition, you can also apply this to any other report you want. In this scenario, we are able to apply it to our mobile reports as an example and see how much traffic we're getting from organic search, from tablets, from mobile devices, phones, and from desktop. Again, we can see, as you notice, that Google Analytics has adopted our model from Markemotive that we've been advocating for a long time about acquisition behavior and outcomes, and it's right there. And across everything, across devices, you're able to see the value of organic search optimization very clearly across visits, new visits, bounce rates, pages, blah, blah, blah. Everything is right here. So in aggregate, you can go as deep as you want. Here I'm looking at the iPhone and the iPad and the Galaxy Nexus 5. That's my phone. There it is. That's 500 visits by me probably. But you're able to see all this detail very much. So don't think that because we have lost our ability to identify specific keywords that we should move away from analyzing performance of organic search, because there's all of my traffic and there's my organic traffic, and it is available by country, by every single thing that you can imagine. So we do have access to lots and lots of data across all kinds of reports. So make sure that you become very friendly with the non-paid search segment inside Google Analytics. It's a pre-built segment. You don't have to do anything with it, and you can apply it to any report. In this case, I'm analyzing the number of people who do search on my website after landing on the site from as a result of an organic search click. And so I'm able to see that actually a majority of the people who land on the site from organic search actually end up doing a site search, 2,200 compared to 3,000 overall searches. So just 1,000, rest of the traffic did just 1,000. So organic traffic has a higher propensity to do internal site search, which is amazing and totally worth analyzing what's going on, because people, it seems, are not finding what they're looking for. And this leads us to doing even more complicated analysis. If you want to just step away from analyzing where people come from, what devices they're using, etc., you can actually dive in a little deeper and analyze my favorite report, which is the attribution assisted conversions report. And in this case, again, we can see the value of organic search. We can see the value of organic search delivering last click conversions, assisted conversions, and we can also click to source medium, as you can see here, and get a greater amount of detail where now we're analyzing organic search from Google, organic search for Bing, across everything, and we're able to attribute full value to organic search, not just in delivering the 113,000 last click conversions, but also 71,000 assisted conversions, which converted through a different channel in the future. And now we know that the full value delivered by organic search is close to $1 million, not the $600,000 that we would have thought of before. So it's very, very advanced analysis. And you can then dive deeper to say if people are converting from organic, is it early in the conversion process that people use organic search? Is it later in the conversion process that they use organic search? And you can dive deeper and deeper. And depending on the type of website you have, these are two completely different websites. Organic search performs very differently, and you'll be able to analyze the data really, really nicely. And of course, we have a wonderful video in our curriculum around attribution modeling, and that I explained the Markemotive mind-blowing attribution model in there, and you should watch that video because it's a really good model. And more than that, it's critical that you get good at attribution modeling. So I'm not going to explain it in this video. You should watch that one. But in this video, at least, least, I wanted to share how, even though not provided exists, that at a summary level, we're able to analyze performance of organic search. And in this case, after applying the market motive mind-blowing model compared to the stupid last click conversion model, we are able to see that we need to shift our resources to organic search by 13.09% in order to make sure that we are monetizing organic search properly. So notice we don't have keywords. We only have aggregated data. And yet we are analyzing a 75-day behavior in this scenario across multiple visits by the same person. And we are still able to come back and attribute the full contribution that organic search is making to our business, even though we don't have keywords, right? And of course, you can see the rest of the data for paid search and display and email and all that. You see it clearly here. But I wanted to show you how even without keywords, you're not dead in the water, and you're able to truly understand the value of organic search, and that you need to shift your budget and actually spend more on organic search than you had in the past from this scenario. So I have in this section, I have three recommendations for you. One is, remember, you can still analyze traffic patterns in the aggregate. We started by analyzing overall visits, and we understand how the performance is there and things like that. You should still obsess about conversions and goals that are being driven by organic search. You have full control, full visibility to that, and obsess about those reports that you saw a few seconds ago. And finally, obsess about the search engine optimization's role in the conversion journey. And when you shift into the complex analysis that we just covered, that's looking at the entire conversion journey. And you should absolutely focus on that. And that helps you understand how SEO strategic value and make proper investments in search engine optimization. So I hope that you see that just having not provided does not actually mean we lose everything. The second thing is to do landing page analysis. This is still a very powerful way to understand if our SEO efforts are working well, because at the end of the day, SEO is all about content. SEO is all about content optimization, better content, timely content, relevant content, etc. And I just wanted to share that you still have the ability to do landing page analysis for SEO and understand how that is performing. And again, it's really simple. Here is our landing page report, and it tells us what pages people enter our website. And all we have to do essentially is just throw up there our non-paid search segment. Just throw it up there in advanced segmentation, and boom, there you go. You have access to all your non-paid search landing pages. Where are people entering our websites? And even though you don't have the keyword right now, you're able to easily see, well, are these the pages that we want people to enter our sites on? Well, why is it that the number 3 page that people are entering on our site from organic search is a page that was created 5.5 years ago? Why is that happening? How come some of the latest pages are not there? Oh, we just launched an amazing number of new pages with product comparison features with competition. Why are they not here? So even without knowing the keywords, you are able to easily see where people are entering our site. And then remember, we're trying to get people to come to our site. So this is a fabulous way to understand the impact of your search engine optimization efforts. And you can click on any single page you like and go deeper. And now you're able to see for that page what the organic search performance is. And in this case, it looks pretty good because the amount of organic search is only increasing over time, even though this particular page is almost 1.5 years old. But you see that thanks to your wonderful organic SEO efforts, this page continues to gather traffic very nicely over a long period of time. And that's fabulous, right? So if you have created a top 10, top 20, top 100 pages, and whether they are product pages, whether they're normal content pages, whether they're videos, whether they are anything else, you are still able to analyze individual page performance when it comes to organic page search. And in a few minutes, when we go to the next section, I'll show you how to know what keywords might be driving traffic to this page. But I wanted you to know here that this is easy to do, and you're able to easily find it by simply using our advanced segment. And of course, not just that, but you're able to go deeper and say, do comparative performance to see how each of those pages is performing in context of all other visits to the website that might be driven. So you're able to see interesting patterns in your data, like how come these two pages have such a low entrances to page views for organic search versus all visits. It's super low compared to the others. So it's an anomaly, and you can find and investigate what is happening because you should be getting more organic search to these pages, but you're not. So these are pages that are ideally ones that you could focus on for search engine optimization. You can look at other patterns where in this scenario you can see that there is a material difference between organic traffic that comes to these two pages where they are spending less time on that page rather than the all visits, everybody else who comes here, and you're like, what is up with that? Or look at page value, where for both of these two pages, even though we have less entrances for these pages from organic search, look at the value. It's a $2.71 page value from organic search versus 83 cents for all visits. And the second one, also similar, 2x the value on that second page you're seeing there compared to organic search and all visits. So it's like, oh my goodness. So imagine how amazing it would be if we take these numbers in the orange boxes and move them to the numbers of all visits from 22% to 74 and 26 to 64. I mean, imagine the impact on our business. Huge, huge impact, because that organic search traffic is then delivering so much more value to our business. So again, same landing page report, but in this scenario, we are comparing all visits in organic search. And even without having access to keywords, we are able to identify where to focus and what to do and what our best pages are. And you're able to go as deep as you want to in this scenario, and you're able to find the things you want. You can even say that my SEO effort for this next 3-month period is going to be on pages that we are creating in relation to marketing. And I just type in the word marketing up there. Now I have all the pages related to marketing, and I can focus on their SEO performance. You could say, I'm going to only focus on SEO for all pages for our printer products, or whatever it is. Just type it in the top, and now you have access to just those landing pages, and you can analyze their performance and get really, really deep inside. So yes, when you get to that page, you will notice that you are able to see keywords. You are. And yes, most of them are not provided, as you can see with number 2. You have very little visibility to the rest of them. But I don't want you to fear that just because you do have not provided, that you're not able to do any optimization for landing pages. So just be careful. And just a quick side note, when you see not set in this report, in this particular report, all not set means is not from organic search. So all it's saying is this is non-organic search traffic. The rest of it is the organic search traffic. That's all it means, not set in this scenario. If you would like to use this custom report that I have created for you to do landing page analysis, a very focused custom report, you can use this URL. This will download the report that you're seeing. It's very focused, specific, and small, and it will allow you to do all the analysis that I've just said. So in summary, right, do your top SEO target pages show up in your top landing pages? Are you able to identify the improvements to the landing pages as we've just seen in 2 specific examples? And then are you using page value to infer the quality of traffic that is coming through SEO, especially in contrast with all other visits to your website? And are you able to use that to improve the focus areas for you and also improve the value to your business? So these are 3 recommendations I have for analysis when it comes to landing pages. And it's really, really wonderful. And you're easily able to still continue to do an amazing amount of SEO and understand that it is having an impact on your business. The third one is sort of a really fun way to analyze search engine optimization, and which is to use our BFF paid search in order to know how well or badly we're doing. Because if you have paid search ads in secure search, the keywords for those are still passed on to your website. It just doesn't come through directly to your website. It just uses a different mechanism, but it does show up for you. So for paid search, you're able to see the keywords. And so in this case, I have created a custom report that I end up going to all the time that allows me to compare paid and organic search traffic, because as hard as it might be for you to believe this, but there isn't a single report in Google Analytics where you can compare both of these things together. It's so bizarre. And you'll see this in some other tools as well, where the report isn't available to you at all for comparing these two things that we have access to. So in this case, here is a quick custom report I've created. And when you get into it, you are able to see the search traffic that you're getting on the left-hand side at the bottom. You're able to see the organic traffic. You're able to see CPC traffic. And these two are split simply because in this case, it's not very hygienic how the paid search is being tagged. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You're able to see these things. And then you're able to see acquisition behavior outcomes, which is visits and unique visitors, bounce rate and pages per visit goal value, and per visit value. And I've used both of those because I'm going to give you this report in a few seconds to download into your own account. And I've used both of those because some of you might not have e-commerce, in which case the last column might be 0, but the column next to it, per visit goal value, will have numbers in it. And some of you don't have, in this scenario, which is true, some of you don't have goals created and might just have e-commerce, in which case one column, the per visit goal value column will be 0. Per visit value column will have numbers. As you see in this case, it's just an e-commerce website. So the cool thing in this scenario is that you can see all your search traffic in one place, organic and paid search. And then for each of those, in this case, let's say organic, you can see all the performance, compare the numbers, see how the bounce rate is going, see how the pages per visit are going, see how per visit goal value is going, etc. And so you can see that in this case, the person who is doing CPC should be assigned to wash the windows, because the per visit value they are delivering is 93 cents, while organic search is delivering almost $3 worth of value. So again, you can find contrasts to be very helpful for you. And you can dig deeper in this case and say, let's see what keywords are driving traffic to us from organic search. Just click on the word organic in the report. You'll get this one. And it's like, oops, I don't have data for most of them. No worries. We go back and click on the paid search one. And now we're able to see what paid search keywords are being used. And as you can see, we're able to see a lot of the data. You can compare and contrast this and get a better sense for what keywords are driving traffic and how they're performing across these two things. Another thing that you can also do that I've built into this report is a tab that has another lovely drill down for you. Rather than going from medium to keyword, which is what we did in the other one, we're doing search engine to medium to landing page, a different scenario for you to analyze, because I believe that you will find it to be immensely valuable. In this case, when you get into the report, you're able to see all the sources of traffic for your site that are search related only. By the way, I'm going to show you the custom report in a second. So you can see Google and Bing and Yahoo and AOL and Ask and Comcast and Yandex and everything. You're able to see it. And then you can see acquisition behavior outcomes for those. So you can see across search engines how you're getting traffic, paid and organic, both put together in the one place, which is sweet. And then you can pick the search engine that you want. After you compare the performance across the board, you can click on the search engine that you're interested in. And now, in this case, we're drilling down into Google, and you're able to see organic and paid search performance next to each other. So just CPC and organic. And you can further click into this thing, and you can see for CPC, let's say, what are the landing pages where people are coming. And now this is really cool, because you can see all the landing landing pages that paid search is driving traffic to. And you can also do one other really cool thing, because remember, you didn't have keywords for landing pages before. But now the really cool thing is you can click on the word that says secondary dimension up here, secondary dimension. When you click on this thing opens up. You type in KEY or a keyword and you pick keyword and magic. So cool. Now for that particular landing page, the first one in this case, I'm able to see what keywords are driving traffic for paid search to that page. And it's really, really helpful because while we are paying for these keywords, as you know, the Google quality score algorithm will only show your ads and only send traffic to your site, even from paid search, when it believes that the keyword you have, the ad text you have, and the landing page you have all work together to have a high quality score. So this is Google's way of telling us that these are the keywords it believes to be most relevant from the ones that you're buying for this particular page. And
peaceful protest. We will not harm you, your ship, or your crew. And at all times, we will
you shouldn't only use this data,
armed,
but this data
and we are just
is
doing
very
a peaceful
helpful in a world
manifestation. And I would just request your kind assistance in making sure that today's activities go safely,
once you
and
do
that we
figure out
remain
what
in contact.
you want to focus on,
Copy
because
this.
that's what SEO is all
I'll
about.
copy.
So this is very, very helpful data, and I hope you'll use it and focus your SEO efforts in order to do even better than you might have been able to do in the past. This is the custom report that I had created. As promised, it's here. As you can see, that the magic that is going on in this report is not just in the way that the two tabs, there are two tabs of report up here, there are two different tabs. And there's the metrics, acquisition, behavior outcomes, and custom drill downs, which are different for each of the tabs. But the magic is here at the very bottom, where I have a filter that is grabbing all kinds of paid and organic traffic across all search engines and is able to bring it into this report. So the recommendations for this: improve landing page by contrasting SEO and PPC performance. Just an incredible wealth of analysis you can do. Identify the SEO keywords by landing pages using paid search and the performance there. Now, this should not be your only source, but at the moment it's an incredible source for you to use. And I've just shown you how to do that with the custom report we've built for you. And focus and obsess about the per visit goal value and per visit value performance. It really helps you understand, as you saw at the very beginning, where you're doing well and where you're doing badly, both for SEO and organic in this scenario. But of course, we are more interested in it from an organic perspective. But these three things are ones that you should be able to do easily. That's of course not all. That's just what we can do in terms of activity on our website and Google Analytics. And I hope that you are as hopeful and excited as I am that just because we have to deal with the not provided problem does not mean that SEO has ground to the halt, or our executives are going to fire us because they cannot judge the value of our work. We are definitely, without a doubt, limited in our capabilities to understand things, but it is less limited than you might imagine. So I hope that